Kia ora koutou katoa. Welcome to today's meeting of the Council-Controlled Organisations Subcommittee. I declare this meeting open and we will stand for the karakia. Whakataka te hau ki te uru, whakataka te hau ki te tonga, kia mā kina kina ki uta, kia mā taratara ki tai. E hi aka ana te atakura, he tio, he huka, he hauhu, ti he maori ora. Thank you, everyone. Please let me or Democracy Advisor know if you need to leave the meeting. Please note this meeting is being live streamed. All right, on to the apologies. Do I have any apologies? Mayor Foster, I have one on my sheet, but you're sitting right here. Are you leaving early? Or? Well, I have a feeling that we may not need to accept your apology because our goal is to get this over quite quickly. So, but we can go ahead and I move the motion that the Council-Controlled Organisation Subcommittee accept the apology from Mayor Foster for early departure. Do I have a seconder, please? Thank you, Councillor Young. I now put the motion. Please vote. Bingo. All right. I call on members to declare any conflicts of interest. I see none. Confirmation of the minutes. I move the motion that the Council-Controlled Organisation Subcommittee approve the minutes of the Council-Controlled Organisation Subcommittee meeting held on 3rd of June 2020, having been circulated and they be taken as read and confirmed as an accurate record of that meeting. Do I have a seconder, please? Go on. Okay, thank you, Councillor O'Neill. I now put the motion which has been moved and seconded. Please vote. Thank you. There are no items not on the agenda. There were no requests for public participation. So we're going to move straight on to our only item of business today, item 2.1, final statements of intent for council-controlled organisations. I'll be moving the motion today. So I just want to speak very quickly to this and acknowledge all the work that our council-controlled organisations have done putting into these SOIs, given that you basically had to write at least 2 of them, because you wrote a draft SOI a while ago for us, back before lockdown, which we then happily said, thank you very much, we won't have you in to chat about that right now because we've got a lot of other things going on and quite a bit of uncertainty. And we then asked you to redraft those based on a set of assumptions that we sent out that were consistent across all the CCOs. So I really appreciate that that was a lot of extra work on top of all the other extra work that we've all had in the last little while. You'll see the recommendations here are fairly straightforward. We're noting these that the meeting was cancelled earlier in the year. We're noting that that Wellington, New Zealand also report to the Wellington Regional Strategy Committee, and we're agreeing to recommend to SPC that they accept the statements of intent that we've been sent. I've also added 2 recommendations here at the suggestion of Councillor Foon. One is just to acknowledge the circumstances that we're in, and just to get it on the record for all of you CCOs at the back that we're not expecting to hold you very strictly to account to these SOI documents, because we understand that we're in a very changing environment with a lot of uncertainty, and we just thought it would be fair to put it on paper in black and white that we will be taking all of that into account as we work with you throughout the year on our quarterly reports. And then we also thought it would be worth noting that we do have a little bit of money set aside here through the annual plan process to support CCO's ongoing operations this year. When I suggested to Warwick that we include this, he wanted to remind me that he was going to have very strict criteria for letting it go, and you all shouldn't come and ask too easily for it. But that we acknowledge that funding is there, and there's a process to go through for when you need to, if you need to call on it. That is really all I have to say on all of that at this point. I think Councillor Foon, are you going to second? Would you like to speak?
Yes, I would just like to, I have acknowledged it through Wellington NZ, but it's hard to know how our stories get back to each other. But just that I found it remarkable over COVID when I saw how our CCOs were working together in partnership to really do what they could to tell a story for Wellington. And it made me particularly proud to see the way that our CCOs were working together And I just want to acknowledge the hard trading environment, but it looks like you've also done, acted as you could to do with the best with what we have at the moment, and even if that's with the customers that we had available, which was probably us. So thank you very much for all your mahi in that area. I just want to know that, we really appreciate what you've been doing to keep things moving. Kia ora.
Thank you, Councillor Foon. Is there any further debate, councillors? All right, thank you. There being none, I'm not going to exercise my right of reply. I don't think we have anything to add there. So I will move the motion that has been moved and seconded. Please vote. Excellent. Now, my CCO friends, you'll see I've set an excellent example so far today of getting through my business as quickly as I could. I am now going to declare this meeting closed at the conclusion of the meeting. It feels a bit strange to stand and do the karakia now, but formalities, let's go ahead and do our closing karakia before we have a little bit more kōrero. Unuhia,
unuhia, unuhia, ki te uru tapanui. Kia wātia, kia māma, te nākau, te tinana, te warua. I te ara takautu. Koia o rā e rongo, whakarea ake ki runga. Kia wātia, ae rā, kua wātia.